Artificial intelligence is booming in 2023, and Silicon Valley is betting heavily on it. No one is completely sure how AI will affect the lives of people worldwide. There's excitement, but there is also fear. Mike Kirsch reports.
What will you look like when you get old? Now you can find out thanks to apps like these on the internet that literally show you how you will age right before your eyes. And if you're already old, you can go back in time to when you were young. All thanks to what's known as artificial intelligence, or AI, which is basically computers collecting data about stuff and replicating it the best it can. Examples of artificial intelligence systems are Face ID on iPhones, the search algorithm on Google, the recommendation algorithm on Netflix, essentially all of your social media, to ride-hailing apps such as Uber.
Good morning, thanks for calling Harper Valley.
And for that automated customer service voice you hear that's generated by artificial intelligence, AI.
Your checking account balance?
Companies around the world are investing billions of dollars in AI technology. Companies such as Google, Facebook, Amazon, Microsoft, IBM, Baidu, Intel, Alibaba, Tencent, and SAP. The economic benefit of AI development is staggering, projected to add more than $4 trillion of value to the global economy annually, according to economic reports. We recently toured the mecca and brain trust of artificial intelligence development, Silicon Valley in Northern California's San Francisco Bay Area, that during the pandemic suffered economically and lost thousands of jobs, but now is back, betting big on AI supercharging new growth and prosperity. AI research is booming here. Like here at Stanford University, Chris Cooper, a researcher here with the Bow Group, is helping develop self-healing artificial electronic skin that mimics human skin. Some describe what they're doing as being right out of the Terminator when Arnold Schwarzenegger self-heals his damaged arm. It's not quite like this, but they are hoping to develop electronic self-healing skin for amputees, burn victims, and soldiers in war. Electronic skin that can heal like human skin when it's cut.
My skin was cut the other day, and it took, maybe a week or so to heal, but it didn't require any input from me. Like, it was cut, I looked at it, it was cut, made sure it wasn't bleeding, put a Band-Aid on it, and over time it totally healed itself. And so our vision is, can we do this with electronic devices? So can we make them conform to the skin, and then can we get them to heal on their own?
Cooper says they're also developing a way for little pieces of medicine to be swallowed and then assembled back together again once inside the stomach.
If you could take multiple pieces and bring them together, maybe swallow them into your stomach, and then they assemble in your stomach and can move to a different area in the body.
For example, to move pieces of a chemo drug to where the cancer is in a cancer patient.
Like, if you have a certain chemo drug that you want to release, you can have one compartment hold the chemo drug and one compartment navigate to that spot. And they could link up in the body if you needed them to be small.
Exciting times, says Cooper, in the field of artificial intelligence.
Oh, it's very cool. Yeah, and it's a great environment to do the research.
Scientists say the benefits of AI include efficiency, accuracy, and decision-making capabilities to help customers, something they say humans are not always best at doing. But hold on, wait. Many critics say AI is not always as accurate as it's made out to be. And consider the rather frightening warnings about AI from the very founders and leaders of AI technology, who have expressed real concern about where AI is going and whether it may one day take over our lives. Such as this recent New York Times headline, AI poses risk of extinction, industry leaders warn. Leaders who say that AI systems in the future could be as deadly as pandemics and nuclear weapons. Internet ethics scholar Irina Raiku agrees.
When we start using AI or trying to use AI to anticipate what human beings will do, that's when we get into trouble.
Raiku is director of the Internet Ethics Program at the Markkula Center for Applied Ethics here at Santa Clara University. For example, she says one major concern of AI is that college students nationwide commonly use software applications known as chatbots that mimic human conversations and have access to a seemingly infinite amount of data to write the students' school papers for them. Students essentially no longer having to do the actual research and writing themselves.
Students knew about this and were using the chatbots long before anybody had heard about them. It's definitely impacting education very severely. All of the instructors are struggling with how to assess what students are actually learning and what's accurate. We're seeing some instructors deploying AI, trying to identify AI-generated writing and falsely accusing students.
To prevent students from what is essentially looked upon as cheating, universities may have to start making students verbally present their essays or papers to their course instructors or professors, if the classroom size is small enough.
Yeah, but imagine having a class of 400 students.
Another example of AI causing controversy in the U.S. is when a lawyer was recently caught using OpenAI's ChatGPT to write and present his legal argument and case in U.S. federal court. The ChatGPT system essentially giving him all kinds of wrong information.
One thing that people don't understand is that these systems can hallucinate, quote unquote, wrong information. And so people who rely on them to generate accurate information will find that sometimes the information is accurate and sometimes it's completely made up. And as we've seen in the recent case in federal court, there was a lawyer who submitted a brief with completely made up cases because he had used ChatGPT to ask it to research cases. And then apparently went back when he was, when people pushed back and said we can't find those cases, and asked ChatGPT whether the cases were real, and ChatGPT generated fake excerpts from the fake cases. The lawyer definitely should not have done what he did, and just like students should not be submitting things without checking them when they use these kind of tools, he might get sanctioned. There will be consequences.
And there is also considerable concern about artificial intelligence replacing humans in many jobs, when humans may actually be better suited to do the work.
I mean, I'm worried not so much because I think the AI will be so good as to be able to take jobs, but that employers will start to think that it's good enough to do the work, and that it will be deployed and actually lead to layoffs. And we're starting to see some of that already, even though it's really not good enough to replace human beings.
And there are growing fears about AI-generated fake photos and videos used by U.S. politicians during the 2024 U.S. presidential campaign.
We're already seeing AI-generated faux photographs being used in campaigns and elections right now. So that's absolutely a huge concern. One is the whole fact that we won't know what to trust, even more than we were already kind of cautioned, because you could always Photoshop images and things like that. So we're now normalizing, if somebody else does it, it's okay for me to do it. So that's one big concern. Yes, this will definitely play a role in the coming elections.
And Raiku is quick to remind that AI isn't exactly something new, that AI algorithms have been used for years in the imprisonment of millions of people in the United States.
It's just that most of us were not aware of it. For years now, algorithms have been used in the criminal justice system to help decide whether some people get bail or not and how long some people go to prison for. Most people didn't realize that, and didn't realize that there was this whole mathematical analysis that was part of that decision-making.
In the end, Raiku is concerned AI developers and technologists don't know everything there is to know about how artificial intelligence will impact the human experience going forward. And that the public at large is too busy, she says, with everyday life to demand that governments force AI companies to slow down in the development and application of AI systems.
I think we need some humility and some understanding that if people are worried about their kids and food and transportation and healthcare and everything else, they're not going to be paying attention to the nuances of the discussion about AI. And that can lead to problems in itself, because I've heard too many technologists say, we all know that. Whenever I hear somebody saying, we all know that, my alarm bells go off, because I know that we don't all know all those things.